The Q Radio Pets Corner.
With Brandy Dog Food, because they're 100% family. You know you're giving them the best.
Q Radio.
Q Radio.
Welcome with me, Sharon Jennings. Coming up, we find out about the best ways of physically handling your pets. But first, moving home is one of life's most stressful events, and so it can be for our animals as well. Well, joining me now to talk about how we can help our pets make this transition is the head nurse with the PDSA, Caroline Elliott. So Caroline, what are the practical steps that we can take as pet owners to ensure that our pets make that move with us as comfortably as possible and settle in as comfortably as possible?
Well, obviously, Sharon, moving house is one of the most stressful life events that an individual can go through, so we have to consider how our pets might feel. Obviously, a new home means a new territory, new smells, new surroundings, and maybe new pets as neighbours as well, and all of this can be quite unsettling, so you do need to consider how your pet will cope. Actually, the journey from property to property is the first thing to consider. Everybody knows their pet's personalities. They know if they're nervous, if they're quite confident in themselves, how they respond to different scents and different people.
Caroline, how important is it to make a space for them in that home that they identify as their territory?
Well, it is really important, Sharon. Familiar smells and scents play a pivotal role in helping your pet feel safe and relaxed in the home. Different steps you can introduce to make the move more settled.
And having their usual stuff around them, Caroline?
Absolutely. So some of the things you can do is leading up to the day of the move, you can gradually move their wee food bowls, their toys and their beds into one room. So that means that on the actual moving day, they're happy to remain in one secure room. Out of the way, they're happy, they feel safe, and also keep them away from any accidents or unfamiliar people and strange noises, etc. And obviously stop them from escaping as well. And it's also important, Sharon, if you are travelling with your pet, not to feed them too close to travelling time, just in case they would get sick, and giving them small portions of their usual food throughout the day can help them to be occupied if they are feeling a wee bit anxious.
I suppose, Caroline, giving them a good walk would be a good idea, because that'll get their energy so that they're nice and calm and they can sleep hopefully for a lot of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, spend the time with them as well. Take them for the walk. Try and keep everything as normal as possible. And when you do arrive, put some of their toys and bedding into the area, and also even a piece of your own clothing that's familiar. Spend the time with them to help them to settle. It's very important that we remember that actually moving house can be as stressful for them as it is for us.
Pets Corner.
Look out for promotional Brandy 6-packs this summer. By collecting 2 tokens from special packs, you can claim your very own super cute Brandy Cuddly toy. Don't miss out. Start collecting now. Visit brandydogfood.com/offers for full details, or our Facebook page.
The Q Radio Pets Corner.
With Brandy Dog Food.
Obviously, we all need to interact with our pets, and touching is part of that. But do you ever think about how you actually touch your pet and possibly the impact it has on it? Joining me to discuss this is Dr. Sarah Millsop, Animal Behaviours. Sarah, obviously we know about rough handling our animals, but in the kind of course of our everyday interactions, should we be thinking about how we touch our animals?
Definitely. I think that the average pet owner would probably be quite horrified about how much mild stress they cause their pets without even realising it. And it's even things like when we choose to pet them, where we choose to pet them, it can make our pets feel really, really uncomfortable and anxious. So it's definitely a good idea to school yourself up on signs of stress that we've talked about so many times on this programme, and really look for those whenever you're handling your pets.
So, Sarah, are there obvious areas of a domestic animal that we really should be careful not to touch?
I think it's a good idea to make sure that your animal will tolerate being touched anywhere. And the reason is because they need to be able to be handled easily at the vet without getting too stressed. We might need to be able to clean particular areas of their body if they get an infection. We need to be able to give them tablets. So it's definitely a good idea for our pets to become used to being handled and to being touched everywhere. So there are lots of things that we can do to help them deal with being handled and with being restrained. So what we want to do is start off easy. A simple restraint that we could maybe try with a cat, for example, would just be holding the cat round his shoulders for a couple of seconds, releasing and then rewarding. So things like being able to give your cat a pill, you should gradually help your cat to accept that. So opening their mouth slightly and then rewarding, opening the mouth slightly more, rewarding more. gradually getting them used to these experiences that can be quite intense. Start off simple, reward well, and then gradually work up to some of the handling that they might find a little bit more difficult. So it's definitely about making sure the experience is positive and starting off when they're babies. So it's not something that they're going to worry about. It's something that's always happened, and so there's no reason to worry and therefore become aggressive.
As always, Sarah, thank you very much. Next time, and for the whole of September, we'll be covering issues that relate to our feline friends.
The Q Radio Pets Corner.
With Brandy Dog Food, because they're 100% family. You know you're giving them the best.
Q Radio.